So let's talk Manchester City for a second. The Telegraph Football today put out a story. They said, exclusive, the announcement of the verdict has been mooted for this spring. So we were always of the belief that the Manchester City case would be kind of out and sorted out by March, April. They said, but the complexity of this case means that it is not imminent. They go on to say the verdict on the charge is unlikely before the summer. Now, I get it's a complex situation, but football fans have now been 6 years, nearly 7, waiting to see what's going on here. And in that time, they've continued to pick up silverware, build themselves as a club, grow their brand around the world. And if that has been done in a corrupt way, it just makes it even more galling and more difficult to stomach that we're now in a 7-year. And this will, in the best case scenario, even go to the summer. And in the summer, whoever doesn't like the appeal or whoever doesn't like the ruling will appeal it. And that's going to kick on through probably another season. Is there ever going to be any end to this shite with Manchester City? Or is every football fan around the world being held to ransom by this situation? The credibility of the whole Premier League is at stake. And I often sit and I wonder what Premier League clubs owners think about this. Because even if they're punished, they've got away with it for so long. Like 7 years. It's piss taken. And now they're throwing in more complaints. There's talk that another 20 million is going to have to be spent from the Premier League to defend the situation with associated party transactions and how Manchester City still feel that they're being unfairly done by there, and that Arsenal, as an example, have had a big advantage over them. Everyone's just tired of it. But I guess that's the game plan, is to wear everybody down. And I've said to you guys for years that everybody will become desensitized to what they did to get to this point. And if they're found guilty, it's almost too late. Because they are now a club with huge players on their books, a 10-year deal for Haaland. It all just stinks, and I'm done. City will get away with the lot, maybe a big fine, said Colin. I don't think they can. The credibility of the whole league is at stake. And La Liga and others are looking at this and accusing the Premier League of being weak, and I don't blame them. As a fan of the league, I'm sick of them. Solicitors love to drag it out. Look, they're the only ones that will win in all of this, is the legal teams. And I can only imagine the costs that are involved in this. Nobody knows. Hope it's not for Wirtz because he's so good, but if he goes to City, it's over the Premier League. The lad's a joke. Well, they're looking at him as a potential replacement for De Bruyne, and they would have the money to get him as well. You'd look at Real Madrid there and say, is there a space for Florian Wirtz? I'd love him to be a Liverpool player, but... and by the way, this is what annoys me about the City situation again, is that we may see a summer here where if he moves to City and then they're found guilty, well, that's a move that other Premier League clubs or other clubs haven't been able to make and compete with a team that, if found guilty, would have been breaking the rules again. So that's another reason why I'm still really frustrated at the whole City situation, because it feels like they can do what they want and are never held to account and drag it out and out and out and out, and here we still are. And they're still... The whole Guardiola era and before is under a microscope for me and has a big question mark at the end of it. It's government versus establishment, Craig. Government's always stronger. Look, I don't want to get into the geopolitical side of this, but yeah, I'd have fairly strong feelings on it.